next, right?
This is
Has
the
there ever
Ronin
been
one.
someone who looked less comfortable doing stunt, like driving for so long? De Niro is like all the way back in his chair with and it feels like the steering wheel is like full extension from when he's just like, and he just has this like, oh.
We cover all the pop culture news here on Earth, all the way out to the Gamma Quadrant. This is Rob from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you're listening to Talk Talk Punch. We are ranking 10 of the best car chases in movies, according to us. Welcome to another episode of Talk Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I am Brody, joined by Tudong Dylan.
Hey.
And the Buffy of this hellmouth, Charlie Hickman.
All right, I'll take it. You're up in the stakes.
If you like what you hear and you want to hear more, we do have a Patreon where you can get exclusive content about topics you won't see on this main channel. You can find out more about that in the description below. And if you haven't already, we'd love it if you subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can come back here every Wednesday to hang out with us and have some fun, because these rankings are always fun. We have gathered, specifically Dylan, I've gathered 10 of the best car chases in all of cinematic history. Would you say that's correct, Dylan?
I would say it, hopefully, yes.
No pressure.
No pressure. I attempted to do one where it was basically only cars and other cars. I thought about Terminator 2 with like the big truck going against the motorcycle or things along those lines, but wanted to keep it car and just cars.
So if you've never joined us for one of our rankings, we're going to take 10, which we can just reveal right now. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And we've got 10, and we're going to shuffle these up. They're going to come out one at a time, and we're going to rearrange them as we all argue about which one is actually the best, to finally talk about the how do I say it? The best car chases according to Talk Talk Punch. There you go.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
First try.
Well said.
Very nice.
All right, so let's go through this. So starting out, we have the Batmobile versus Penguin from the Batman 2022. We have the final chase from Death Proof, which is sort of like the first half of the final chase. It's where the girl's on the car. Well, because then they chase him.
Yeah, that's still, I mean, isn't that the same thing?
Oh, you're counting the whole thing.
Chase.
The whole
What's
thing.
the final chase? The last half isn't as long, right? Yeah, it's not as long.
And then we have the mall chase from the Blues Brothers. Not the Bruise Brothers. Blue Brothers is a pretty good restaurant up here.
Has there ever been a Bruise Brothers in wrestling?
No. Not maybe on like the indies, but never in any of the big.
They can wear like the Blues Brothers outfits, but with like no sleeves, so they're just like flexing.
Yeah.
Blues Brothers. All
right, and then we have the chase through San Francisco from The Rock. And then we have the chase through Paris from Ronin. We have Into the Sandstorm chase from Mad Max Fury Road. We have the safe heist through Rio from Fast 5. We have the opening getaway chase from Drive. We have the mini car chase through Italy from Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning. And we have the taxi depot escape from John Wick Chapter 2. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah. I was born ready.
Born ready.
Okay. So
what's up first here?
Up, we have the chase from The Rock. So driving through San Francisco.
The Rock is a tourist attraction. He's coming out in his Hummer. He's crashing through everything. They actually even say, because this is Michael Bay, so he has to actually tell you, he's crashing into everything to try and get away from us.
This
he
one is
really
chaotic. This one's chaotic.
It is very chaotic.
Somehow he loses all of the police except for Nicolas Cage, who was in like a Ferrari or something. It crashes it and then steals a guy's little motorcycle bike or whatever it was.
I mean, this one had explosions all over. It had a runaway trolley. It had the old lady crossing the street. It has the water truck that you can see in the GIF right here. And it also has the very random line of Sean Connery to somebody totally random saying, "I hope you're insured."
Yeah, but they both have, him and Nicolas Cage both have some like random one-liners to just no one in particular. Just throw it out. He's like answering a cell phone in the car. Like, why not? Yeah, the scene is a little bit all over the place, and I think that's kind of why it's a little bottom. It's probably bottom 5 for me.
Yes, for me, this one is number 8, which is bottom 5.
We do have you can't say that it's not exciting, but it's not like Sean Connery is, or his stunt driver is exactly using finesse to escape. He's like, I'm just going to hit everything I can see.
It really was,
and it works. It completely works.
All 10 of these were like I try to imagine myself playing Grand Theft Auto, and this one might be most representative of how I drive when I'm trying to get away from like the police stars.
Yeah,
just smashing through every little. Hey, there's something. There's a building. Through it, not around it.
Yeah.
All right. So Charlie said bottom 5. I said number 8. Tudong, where are you at with this?
Fine. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's chaos. It is not subtle.
It is not subtle.
Sure. It's like he crashes into everything, and like one random person bumps
hope you're unsure.
I love that the guy whose Hummer he stole calls him, and he's like, "Yeah, you've got my Humvee." And he's like, "I'm only borrowing your Humvee."
I'm only borrowing it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, next up we have the Mission Impossible chase: the little car versus the Humvee.
Another Humvee.
I'm such a sucker for these Mission Impossible car chases. I love it.
Yeah.
And Tom's like a legit stunt driver.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that. And you can't have a Tom Cruise car chase moment without him at some point looking directly at another character and going like, and it's like it's like my favorite like it's like a drinking game throughout all the Mission Impossible whatever. He's like, and then they drive off again. I love it. Yes, you did it, Tom.
For this one, the handcuff gag that they have going on works really well. Like where you
saw that and I was just like,
you have Tom Cruise's right hand and her left hand handcuffed together. So he starts out driving, and then after they roll down the steps, they like somehow like swap, and so then she has to drive because he can't. It just worked really well. It made for some really fun moments where Haley Atwell like has to drive, and she's like, "I don't want to drive," and he's like, "You have to drive."
I genuinely, that's one thing I was like, it's good. And then he was handcuffed to the car at the end, and I was like, oh no. And was it like a train was coming or something like that? I was just like, oh geez, oh no. Come on, Tom, do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great. She was like doing donuts in front of the broken down Humvee. Yeah,
this was funny.
This was fun. This was a fun chase.
This was a good one.
Where does this fall for you guys?
Would you say top 5?
4 or 5 for me.
I have it. I would have it in my top 5. I'm comfortable with 4 or 5.
I am also comfortable with 4 or 5. Bro, what do you think?
Let's start with 5.
All right.
Okay, next up we have the John Wick 2, where he's got his car back, but not for long, because this chase is like part demolition derby.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. It's like so representative of like the John Wick franchise, where it's just like taking a beating, just like a ridiculous beating.
He does the thing where because motorcycles always add to car chase. But he's got the motorcycle guy follow him, and he just opens up his door and then slams on the brakes, and the guy just like great. All right.
There isn't like like this is this as much of a chase? Like, does it that he's like just kind of ramming into folk and more using the car as like a weapon? Does that sway you at all, or does that amplify it in your mind?
There's definitely a chase in there. It's not super long, but there is a chase.
But compared to some of these, like what is the Ronin ones, like 6 minutes or something. Like the the Fast and the Furious is like 9 minutes. I mean, like some of these, there's some chase, but it's not as much chase.
I'll be honest, I don't care for it when they use the car as a weapon. It just you remember the movie Wanted when like she spins the car. I can't remember if she gets out of the car or she spins the car and gets into a car, but things like that I'm just kind of like. And then like he's going to use this, he's going to spin his car and hit a guy. I mean, it's not as over the top as Wanted, but it's just one of those where I'm like, why you could have just hit him. Just taken the car instead of like, and then knock them off their feet.
Where are you guys putting this?
So if I was thinking of this as action sequence, I would have this pretty high. Like if we're just talking as an action sequence, I think it's impressive. Okay. A lot of good action. If I'm thinking this purely as a car chase, this is kind of a bottom fiver for me.
Yeah.
Did you just turn British there for a second?
No. Oh, he's done that quite a bit. He's done that quite a bit.
Do you agree with him? Is that your take over there, Tim?
Say it like that.
Are you agreeing with him? Are you having a laugh?
Like that?
You totally say, rewind the tape. You'll hear it. He's like, are you agreeing with him? You've been watching too much. I don't know what the hand gesture I'm doing to go along with this is, but
maybe it's the hat.
This is my Italian. This is my British. Are you agreeing with him over there? You got something to say.
It like that. I did.
Brody, let me just say that is not the most British thing you've said. I actually should go through it and get do a little montage of all the
Brody's greatest British hits. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yes, Brody. Yes, you do. It's really cute when you do it. Don't stop doing it.
All right, where does John Wick fall for you, Dylan? For Charlie, it's bottom 5.
Now you just sound like a British guy doing an American accent. You're trying too hard to be American.
Right. Let's go with the
That's actually what I am. I'm actually really British. This is my American accent.
It was pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty good.
It's a good accent. It's good American. The question for me is it below or above the Rock as a chase scene? There's a lot more chase.
It's above
in the Rock.
Me. It's above.
We're breaking Brody's heart. Brody probably had this 3. I bet Brody had this 3 on his personal list.
He said bottom 5 also, though.
No, I didn't. I said I really.
Where would you put this? Where would you put this, Brody?
So I went through and I did a refresher. I watched all these and I did my own personal. For me, it actually is on my number 3.
Knew it.
Charlie nailed it. Charlie, it's like
I'll give you number 6 in that case. I'll give you number 6.
All right.
Hey, you
on the bottom.
We can try to sway us later. It's all right.
We'll see.
You move Mission Impossible.
It's really cool to watch. I really like the choreography that goes into it. Chase sequences are cool. You get the motorcycle in there. You get some really cool like when he hits the guy that's like trying to limp away, and the guy just like flies into a pole. Oh. Is that actually part of the chase? But I really.
It's a tremendous action sequence, no doubt.
And maybe that's kind of how I was.
No, that's fair. I mean, maybe we'll vault it up. This is the Ronin clip next, right? Has there ever been someone who looked less comfortable doing stunt, like driving for so long? De Niro is like all the way back in his chair, with and it feels like the steering wheel is like full extension from when he's just like, and he just has this like, oh. I've never seen anybody look so uncomfortable. I know he's not like up there doing like all the Hollywood hand gestures. He's just like holding on for dear life, like he's on a roller coaster.
But what a chase scene! Come on,
what a chase scene!
That is a fantastic chase scene.
I will say it's not super like dramatic, but it's really well choreographed. I mean, some of the parts where like one thing's happen and like there's swerves and like going in between walls, like really well done chase.
This is a top 5 for me. This is like a top 3 for me.
Okay.
So fantastic chase scene. Excellent. Not big explosions or crashes or any of that kind of thing. Tough for me to say realistic, but certainly it's not over the top. It pulls you in and it keeps you there like until the chase is done. It is fantastic chase scene, I gotta say. What do you guys think?
It's a well done chase scene. It does one of my least favorite things in chase scenes, which is when cars going like 90 miles an hour start going head on into traffic that's also traveling at like 60 to 70 miles per hour and are like successfully weaving in and out without incident for long stretches of time.
Yeah.
Because right up until because I haven't watched this movie in forever. And so it was like kind of fun to go back and watch some clips and then to watch this one. And I'm like, and I was thinking exactly, I'm like, this has got to be the most realistic one on the list. Like, this is exactly like what a car chase would look like if these people were just racing cars. And then all of a sudden they get on the freeway going the wrong way. And it's like, okay, no. All right, we're fast and furiousing this sucker.
And
still
not
a
just
great
that,
chase.
Not just that, but in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. It's probably really dark, so all you see is headlights. Like, yeah, they would all be.
And look, I get it. It's you got to suspend some disbelief. And with that in mind, it was a very impressive car chase, and probably took a lot of time to choreograph all that weaving and stuff. So this is high on my list still. It's just like that. That's one of my,
How high on your list? How high?
I think the Mission Impossible one is more fun. I think this one is like maybe a more impressive car chase. So you could talk me into like that 4 slot maybe or thereabouts.
Keeping Ronin at 4 and keeping Mission Impossible at 5.
Or if you want flip flop them, bro, I'm game. Anything that gets my boy Tommy up higher in the list.
Yeah.
I like the Mission Impossible one more than I like this. It's really well done, but yeah.
You're gonna have to go 4 and 5 it then, bro. You're gonna have to put this at 5 and Mission Impossible at 4. Your hands are tied.
That's what I'll do then. All right, next up. The Batman car chase.
Oh, it's a good one.
This chase is so good. And yes, it's not super realistic. It does the driving on the wrong side of the road. I don't care. This thing is amazing.
I love this one. So
Yeah,
I know I just said the thing about the wrong side of the road, but this is a different kind of car chase.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've already we've entered into the realm of we're not trying to make this look realistic. This is a guy in a bat suit chasing someone named the Penguin.
Yeah.
In a Batmobile. I'm all ready. I want to just see spectacle at this point, like in this kind of movie. But the stylized, the terror in the Penguin's voice as he's like driving, the intensity of the scene. The rain, the atmosphere.
This is huge explosion, and then out comes
my number one guy. Right here.
The scene where he goes off the ramp and he hits the jets, and like just as that like ramp falls down, and he just guns it. And this right in the GIF right here where he just comes through the fire. All right, Two Dogs. Charlie, this is your number one.
I think it's my number one. Yeah.
I knew this would be number one.
Okay.
This was like our number one like action movie scene like 2 years ago when we did the best of the year thing.
Was it really?
And it earned it for a reason.
Yeah, the year.
Was this your number one, Brody, or are we pushing it up on you? Okay.
No. It's Batman, and as much as I like this movie, like this scene like is a standout in the whole movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Now we're following up with
there's a lot of chases. Lots of car racing scenes in the Fast and Furious movies.
Lots of them.
Lots of races. But car chases is a different matter because races are one thing.
Races and chases.
Chases are another. And wow, I'll say this, Fast 5 out of all of them, and I've seen them all except for number 3. The later ones are so bad, but I mean, this chase scene is shockingly over the top. It's two cars. I'm not a big car person. I don't know what car they were driving, and I do not know what kind of a car could pull like a several ton safe full of cash through all of Brazil. The thing goes, there have two cables attached to it. Each car, and they even turn, and the thing swerves and it crashes going this way, and they're fine. Their cars do not try and untangle it. They look back and they're like, they go through buildings just with the safe. They have the entire, for some reason, the entire like police force there in Rio is corrupt because they're like, all of these people, all of these cops, the whole precinct is after you. And by the way, they're all corrupt. How they do that, I don't know. But they did, and everybody was chasing them. And like, if there was something that was going to be shockingly over the top, I was like, I got to do something from the Fast and Furious. There's not a lot of actual car chases, but this is an actual chase, and it's preposterous.
And I love it. I haven't seen a Fast and the Furious since Fast and the Furious 2. That's all I've seen.
Watch
I've seen
Fast
1.
5. You don't have to see anything else. Just watch Fast 5.
You gotta watch Tokyo Drift.
But so with that being said, last one I saw was number 2. Watching this scene like made me want to go watch the whole series.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't do that to yourself. Just watch Fast 5. You want to see it with The Rock?
If they're anything like this, I want to see the whole thing. Because I
watch Fast
this.
5. Watch Fast 5 and then watch Fast 6 if you really want to. But start with Fast 5. Don't go back. Don't watch 3. Don't watch 4. Start with Fast 5. I saw number 1 and like I didn't care for it. And then I went to the theaters because I was like, see The Rock in this? I want to see him beat up like Vin Diesel, which he didn't exactly, but and I was like, it was preposterous. There's a scene where they're handcuffed to like the ceiling, and Dom just snaps his handcuffs. It didn't matter. They're handcuffs, but he broke them because it's Vin Diesel, I guess. It's really over the top, and it's fun. It's fun. This is the most fun.
This chase, I love this chase. This chase is my number 2.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was so cool. I love the destruction. I love like the set pieces with where they were doing things with like swinging it around. This was so much fun to watch. So this is my number 2. I'm putting it out there. I'm not saying it's ended there, but where are you guys feeling with this?
Tell them, where do you have this one on yours?
I mean, I didn't exactly. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it would be number 2. I could see 3 because it's really fun. It's true. It is a fun chase, and it is it's the longest on this list, isn't it, Brody?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So it's got to earn points for that. It is preposterous. Doesn't make any sense at all.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I would be good with 3.
Yeah, it is not great cinema. Maybe that's the way to say that.
No, I think it is. I wish I saw this in theaters.
Wait! I did see this in theaters.
That's not what I mean by cinema.
It is preposterous, but you've got The Rock and Vin Diesel getting into a fight. That's pretty good.
No, it's great. We can absolutely put it number 3. I just want to clarify my comment. I don't mean that it wouldn't be great in a theater. It's wonderful entertainment. It's not. This is like shut your brain off. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink the physics of it. Don't think about how cars actually work or how heavy safes are or
how many people.
Don't think about logic or reason. Get it out of there and just enjoy the show.
Spectacle.
And if you can do that, the spectacle, yes, then it's fantastic. And look, it comes down to how you like your car chases, right? Sleek and fast cars, destruction, like explosions. How you like your chases, because we got like Dylan, I want to compliment you. You did a wonderful job curating this list because you got such a good variety of car chases, right? There's really just a lot of different humorous ones and some ones where it's like real sleek car chases, some where it's really like we got one coming up that I think is really like fun and stealthy. So this one's fine at 3. It's a different kind of car chase.
All right.
Maybe Brody will sneak it in at 2. Who knows?
3 it is. But I also control it. So if I felt really strong,
That's true.
All right. Next up, we have the opening chase from Drive. Drive.
I gotta say, I rewatched this. Yeah. And I remember when I first saw this, hey, people thought it was going to be another Fast and Furious. This one lady sued like a movie theater because she's like, this isn't like a Fast and the Furious. I will say, the very first scene when he gives his rules and he says how it's going to go down, and you see him as he is going, and like you think, hey, he's going to drive slow, he's trying to evade the cops, and then boom, he starts up again. This had some tension to it. I thought that this part, if any other, I thought this was actually the best part of the movie, if I'm being honest. I thought this was fantastic. I really enjoy this slick car chase.
Yeah.
It's a
very different
smart.
chase.
Smelt very like a smart chase. Yeah, I agree. Totally more tense than action.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely true. Where would you guys put this?
I'm curious, what was the personal Brody rank on this?
Oh, yeah.
For me, this fell at number 7.
Really?
It's like I said, it's really smart. It's really well done. The chase portion of it, though, there's not a whole lot of chase.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think it's fair. That's fair. It's got, the cat and mouse kind of aspect to it. We mentioned Grand Theft Auto earlier. This is like when you're actually trying to lower your stars, and so you're pulling under like bridges and things, and I'm just trying to let the. Perfect. So I it's really well done. It's incredibly well done. Gosling's having himself a moment right now. I think he's becoming like the new Keanu Reeves, an actor that we can all just agree on loving. I know this obviously is an older movie, but just seeing him with the toothpick in his mouth brings back some good memories. Good old Gosling. I think 7's fine. 6, 7 in that range. I think is appropriate for this.
Okay, then let's do this. Above or below John Wick?
I'd say above. Chasing wise, yeah, I'd say above.
Charlie?
That's hard. I get what you're saying, bro, because it wasn't a chase scene done like a chase scene. But I mean, it was a chase scene. Like they were fleeing and being chased, but it wasn't like what we're used to seeing chase scenes be. And I kind of dug that, like just on a list so full of like destruction and explosion, to see a chase scene done in a way that just was different than everything else on the list. I don't want to overweight. It's hard. It's really hard to disconnect movie from the scene. It really is just hard to divorce those two things in your brain. So I don't know. If you put it at 7, I wouldn't be mad at you if you put it behind Wick. If you put it in front of Wick, I think that's good too. I think I can make an argument either way. So I know that's not helpful, but
all right, let's drop it at 7.
I'm not trying to help. So.
Okay.
7 for now. Want to move things. Okay, next up we have the Sandstorm Chase from Mad Max Fury Road.
It's really tough to get better than this in my eyes. Like, this is a fantastic chase scene. Just excellently done. It is insane. I thought that the Fast and Furious was like a crazy chaotic. You've got The Rock like smashing, like they're going, just destroying everything, like with Sean Connery driving a Hummer. This was gorgeously shot. This was really well done. I would say number 2 for me.
Yeah, I'll echo that, and it just goes to show you that more movies need to have like that sepia tone for their car chases. Gonna have a couple like there too.
Yeah, I wrote as my note. I wrote short but beautiful. Like it's not a long scene. But what you do see is it's so good looking to see the other cars getting swept away into this sandstorm tornado thing. You have Tom Hardy and
he's not even driving in this. He is like almost crucified in front of another car.
Yeah,
this was really well done. What would you got? Where would you put it?
Brody, did you have this 4 on your personal list?
Charlie, are you looking at my list?
I know you, and I'm gauged because I know you had Wick 3, and I know you had the Fast and the Furious 2, and Batman was your 1, and so I'm just a deductive reasoning here.
Okay. I know this is in like the drive.
No, I
So
swear I
this
did
was-
not peek at the drive.
This
I didn't know
was-
your notes were in
Yeah,
there.
this was my number 4. Mostly just because of the length.
Now I should.
There's a
Yeah, I could see that.
it is short. I don't know how short it is short, but man, it's good, and I feel like I could watch it, and it makes me want to go watch the movie. Oh, that movie was so good. So if you guys wanted it too, I'm totally down with it being 2.
Nice.
Is that where we're putting it?
Charlie, what do you think? I say 2.
I mean, it's like, you know what, like a 3-minute scene. I mean, it's comparable to some of the other ones on the list. It's not bloated. It's a good length. Yeah, I like it too. I like it's just something unique about it with the visuals versus like we have so many hard concrete streets in these car chases. Nice to
Sure.
have something done somewhere totally different.
All right. Well, speaking of hard concrete streets, we've got Blues Brothers through the mall.
Oh man. So look, this is hard. Like, okay, we've talked about this privately before. How sometimes, as we evolve as human beings, and it's like we go back and it's hard to separate things in your mind. Like, okay, so let me try to just clarify what I'm saying quickly, and I don't want to bring this show down into a sad place, but this is directed by John Landis, and you watch this, and like, there's a lot of real glass here. I mean, this is like a very chaotic scene. The whole movie just seems like pretty carelessly done stunt wise in a lot of ways, and it's just like, thank God no one was like really hurt. And then this is the same guy that went on in 1983 to direct that segment of The Twilight Zone that had the horrible helicopter crash, and killed the kids and the actor. I mean, just that this, it's hard, and it's hard to go back and watch the scene in this movie and to just think like of how careless he was as a director and how he would just put people's lives in jeopardy to get the shot that he wanted, and how many corners he cut, and then to enjoy this as the whimsical movie that it was intended to be. Having said that, out of the way, trying to separate that from just the actual scene. It is a funny scene. They are just smashing through a literal mall, just store after store, and and they're having clever little dialogue about the shops they see along the way, and so I do. It's a good scene. It's a good movie. But yeah, that's my John Landis speech. It's just,
to me, the best thing about this scene, being able to see Toys R Us. Miss Toys R Us. Miss Toys R Us. Yeah, for me, this is just kind of a little slow. It's really obvious that John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd are not driving this. Whenever they're in this scene, like you can see it in the GIF, you see them in the car, and very clearly green screen, blue screen, whatever it was, that they were using in 19.
Or your projection screen.
Something, but yeah, this was my number 10. It was fine, but it was.
Makes sense to me. I agree.
Okay, I would have put it 9, but that's fine. 10's good.
Really?
You started at 10. You can start at 10. Still one
It
more.
might have more to do with my feelings of Death Proof than anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of Death Proof, that is our next one and our final one. So Death Proof.
Can we just say incredible stunt work?
Yeah. Zoe Bell, excellent job. Whoever was doing the stunt driving as well, excellent job. Rosario Dawson's in it, excellent job. Kurt Russell's in it, excellent job. Quentin Tarantino directed it.
This okay.
So okay.
No,
Go ahead,
nobody's
Brody.
really talking, so I'm going to throw my thoughts out.
What do you mean nobody was talking? I was talking. I just stopped.
But yeah, you were making good points. But as far as like
maybe not.
Reviewing the scene. Okay. I thought it was kind of boring. Aside from like the tensity with the girl being on the car, the car chase is just kind of like there's one car and then we're gonna knock it, other side, knock it, knock it, and that's the whole chase. That's the whole thing. For a long time. It's a long scene, and maybe that's, me being more of a sucker for these cinematic things that make less sense. Maybe this is more realistic where
but you're right.
Chasing these girls. And that's what a car chase would look like, is just kind of knocking each other back and forth.
It's not even
kinda
like
boring.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's even they're going through a mall and like smashing things, and there's no real comedy in it. Yeah, it's a good point.
They're
I
on
mean,
like
hey,
a straight road.
she's like they
15.
never thought to themselves. They never thought we should slow down. Like she's on the roof or the hood of the car.
That's what
Maybe
I
we should
was
slow
saying
down.
as I'm
I
watching
will
this.
say something. I've got to say, years and years and years ago, I was in a similar situation, only I was not supposed to be there. I was basically on the glass of the car. My car, by the way, and Charlie was driving it. And all I could think of was, this is not where I'm supposed to be. Please, Charlie, please don't hit the brakes. Please. And he didn't. He didn't. Oh, I've never ever forgotten that, and I am still just like, thank you so much for not slamming on the brakes. That would have been a face full of like of road right for me, and so you know.
We'll have Brody link to that below. It's you can search that up on YouTube called Dylan's Very Bad Day. Brody will drop a link in the description so you can see Dylan smash through his car windshield.
Maybe I'll try to do the link right above Dylan's head. How about that?
There you go.
Timestamp it.
Pop up on his face.
35 minutes.
My point is, they could have slowed down when she was on the roof. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like,
Yes.
You could have just only hit the brakes. I think I would be fine with this being number 10 also.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking. Like it just, as far as the chase goes, there just wasn't a lot outside of the impressive like stunt performance. There wasn't as much to like just feast on visually.
Yeah,
it wasn't as compelling. So this was kind of like going into this list. I had this slated as my number 10. But if you guys like it 9, like I'm certainly not going to quibble over 10-9 with this.
No, I think you're right. I think this should be 10. Had the Blues Brothers at 9. Yeah, because you're right. I mean, it's not even like they're driving any place interesting, like through a mall. They're just on the road. Toys R Us.
Did you watch this with your kid? All these clips with your kid, right, bro? Did you have to explain what a mall was?
Oh, we have malls.
You guys have malls still? Okay, all right. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so how are we feeling with this? Does anything else need to change? Are we happy
comfortable
with John Wick at number 6?
You want to move that to 3, bro? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, we don't have to. And it makes sense. It is a lot more Demolition Derby, and that's actually in my notes. More Demolition Derby than Chase, but still great.
It is great.
Great.
The John Wicks are fun. I'm glad you're finally watching the Wicks, bro. You gotta catch up to 3 and 4.
I know. I really need
Then you get to watch the Continental.
so that I can watch the Ballerina. Comes out this year. Yes.
I know it's a whole new MCU for you to dive into. Why not? Everything should just be a multiverse. Let's bring it on. I like the list. Are we good with we're good with Mission Impossible over Ronin? We're good with the kind of the fun over the art. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm good with this.
All right, love it.
So for our audio listeners, let me go ahead and bring back. At number 10, we've got Death Proof. At number 9, we've got Blues Brothers. At number 8, we have The Rock. At number 7, we have Drive. At number 6, we have John Wick Chapter 2. At number 5, we have Ronin. At number 4, we have Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning. At number 3, we have Fast and Furious 5. Fast 5? Is that what it's called?
Fast 5.
At number 2, we have Mad Max Fury Road. And at number 1, we have The Batman, because it's the greatest chase ever. All right. Well, this was fun. You guys have anything else to add to this?
I left out a lot of the older stuff. I know some people who watch the channel have been yelling at me not to not forget things like Bullet, which I have not seen with Steve McQueen, or French Connection, which I've seen a long time ago, and I don't even remember the chase scene, even though it wasn't just even cars. But so I apologize to you folks who like the vintage stuff, the vintage chase scenes. I wanted something like that. I know at least all of us would watch, even if we haven't watched all of them.
But this gives you an opportunity to educate us on some of your favorite car chases. And hey, we're only ranking 10 of anything. There's definitely things that are going to get left off that deserve to be on there. And it just leaves room for us to do a whole nother car chase one if you guys are into this. So let us know in the comments which ones we missed, which ones you'd like to add. What are your favorites? How do you like your car chases? Big giant spectacle, beautiful visuals, sleek and sexy cars. What are you into? And we'll look forward to hearing your feedback and interacting with you there. Hey, thank you. We do this for you. You're the best. We'll see you next time. Click like and subscribe below that beautiful beard, and we'll see you next time at TTP.
I held in a sneeze.